The Eighth Amendment of the United States Constitution prohibits cruel and unusual punishment. The Supreme Court has ruled that means jails and prisons must give inmates adequate medical care while they're incarcerated. The exact details can differ some depending on the facility and the medication, but in general, the facilities are responsible for paying for medication that inmates require. In some cases, those inmates may be charged a copay. For state prisoners, that's $3 for non-formulary prescriptions. They're also charged $3 for each non-emergency visit to sick call. Bryce Wilburn with the Kentucky Justice and Public Safety Cabinet tells me inmates are not charged for formulary medications or non-formulary psychiatric medications. Inmates are also not charged for chronic care clinics, intake screenings, or appointments initiated by medical staff. Also, if an inmate is indigent, they aren't charged at all. Locally, Major Matt Lamons with the Fayette County Detention Center says they complete medical and mental health screenings within the first 4 hours of an inmate's arrival and a comprehensive health and wellness exam within 14 days. Now, that may lead to follow-up appointments, medication, substance abuse treatment, or mental health treatment. That is at no charge to the inmate. There's also no charge for any emergency medical treatment. Now, he told me their only charge is for non-emergency medical services. An example he gave me was an inmate needing a change to their corrective lenses. They'd be charged a $10 copay, but if they don't have the funds, that'd be recorded as debt. They'd still go ahead and do it. Each facility may have different policies when it comes to the charges, but they are required to make sure inmates have adequate medical care while they're being held. If you have a good question, just email us. Goodquestion@WKYT.com. I'll see you on WKYT Morning.